Hello everyone again, and welcome to this particular video. And in here you're going to explore the most important thing, which is all you need to know about chemistry level 11. And for level 11, it can be either grade 11, or for some of you, you might be at the 11th or junior level of your education before you enter the senior level of chemistry. And these are a couple of things we're going to take away from this video: an overview on chemistry 11, and this overview was going to show you 5 things to be aware of. One is looking at matter, trends, and bonds, and this will lead us to the next part, which is about reactions, and this is followed by reaction quantity, and this will be followed by solubility, and finally we're going to be looking at gases. Now we're going to look in detail on the specific expectations for the matter, trends, and bonds, followed by the next unit, and so on and so forth. And we're going to begin with matter, trends, and bonds. Here are the 3 chapters that we're going to address, and the chapters will be divided into 2 parts. The first chapter here is about atoms and periodic table, and we're going to first look at scientists and models, and this will be followed by periodic trends based on atomic radii and also many more things like ionization energy. This will also be followed by compound and bonds, where we're going to look at types of compounds and also their characteristics, and this will build on to molecular interactions. This will be involving between molecules. What are the things that will influence the interaction? Either looking at the molecular shape, we're also looking at the specific type of bonds that are existing within a molecule, and this will also be instrumental when we are done with this chapter and we're moving on to this next unit. And the next unit we're going to be looking at is reactions. First is we're going to look at reaction effects in terms of not only evidence of chemical change, but also we're going to look at classifying chemical reactions. And based on these 2 concepts, we're going to lead that into processes. It involves 1, combustion, and 2, neutralization reactions. These are one of many types of reactions that not only done in the laboratory stage but also in industrial stage. And so once we're done with unit 2, we're going to be moving on to the next unit, which is going to be diving into reaction quantity. And in this case, you're going to be introduced to quantity of chemicals, 1, which is moles, and next is going to be monomass and atomic masses. This will be followed by looking at how stoichiometry, that word is really complicated for me to say, but yes, I nailed it right there. But in this case, we're not going to look at reagent equivalence, but also most importantly, the idea of limited reagent. And this is going to be mind-blowing when it comes to how one reagent can influence other reagents and what determines the amount of products that will be made. This is the end of unit 3, and moving on to unit 4, which focuses on solubility. We're going to look first at exploring water cycles, and from water we're going to look at how various ions can dissolve properly or not really properly in water, and this will talk about the specific concept of saturation. From saturation, this will lead us to types of reactions that actually can be established in this particular concept, where you have one salt and another salt mixed together, and what is going to happen. In this case, we're going to develop net ionic equations, and then we're going to look at precipitation processes. And then finally here, we're going to look at Arrhenius acid and base, where we're going to look at ways by which you can determine the acidity or basicity of a particular system, either using indicators, but also using the pH scale. This is going to be followed by the last part, which is Unit 5, and Unit 5 will be focusing on gases two parts to be aware of. One part is involving gas phase and also laws that govern gases, where you're going to be looking at gas principles and also the four laws that are responsible for the gas behavior. And this will lead us to the second part, which is gas combination, which is one, Arrhenius law, and finally we're looking at ideal gas law and partial pressures. So here are all the 5 units that you should be aware of when it comes to level 11 of our chemistry course, and in more details, more videos, we're going to address a couple of things involving specific expectations and also learning strategies and also key questions that may come up when it comes to this particular type of learning for chemistry 11. So I hope you found this really informative. Please subscribe, by that way you can get more info about the details with regards to this unit. I hope to see you on the next one. All the same, stay smart as always and believe in yourselves.